Hello, welcome to Behind the Bar with Cara Divine. Now I cannot believe in all the years that this channel has been running, I have not yet covered the Cosmopolitan. It's such a kind of cornerstone of cocktail culture. It really crossed into the mainstream, started that whole thing of actually using fresh juices. You know, some people might be a bit disdainful of it because of the pop culture references that it comes with nowadays. I have to say I'm not a massive Sex and the City fan myself, but I know lots of people are. But it did really put it on the map, and that idea of the fact that cocktails could be a bit more like light and citrusy and sharp and zingy. So I do have to say I just genuinely don't think it's a bad drink. So let's have a look at how I do my version. A lot of people attribute this to Dale de Groff, but he is very clear that he did not invent the Cosmopolitan. It really kind of evolved, I guess, from the gimlet originally, but that idea of using roses lime cordial in drinks through sort of a few different pubs and clubs, and then it was actually Toby Cecchini or Cecchini, I'm not entirely sure how to say that, so I'm sorry Toby, but he was the one that sort of more built on that modern cocktail renaissance of using fresh lime rather than your roses lime cordial alongside the vodka, with the curacao, so sort of marrying into that margarita moment as well, and then he was basically just like, there was some cranberry kicking around from making Cape Cod, so I added that in instead of grenadine, which had been seen in some clubs and things. But what Dale de Groff did do was add the signature little flamed orange twist on top. So we're definitely gonna look at the technique for that as well. For me, I actually don't love using flavored vodka in here. Obviously, most recipes that you'll find will use like a citron lemon vodka. You can absolutely do that. I find like a fake lemon flavor really quite, like I actually just can't drink it. There are obviously some good examples out there, and if you can find one, that's great. Or if you're not as sensitive to that sort of fake citrus note, then go ahead and use it. But I just find it safer to use regular vodka and then layer in the citrusy flavors elsewhere. So just something really nice, soft and clean. Obviously Grey Goose is like a wheat vodka, so it has that kind of like nice softness and citrus notes there anyway. So we're gonna go 45 mils of that. And then 20 mils of good quality orange liqueur using my little local marionette, which has lots of bright lifted florals, so works really well, especially to cancel out the fact that the vodka is not flavored. Now, this is the point of contention. A lot of people will use a lot more cranberry in there than I do. I just like it to be like literally a blush of pink and just that little bit of tartness coming through. I almost think of the cranberry as like using bitters in there. So just 10 to 15 mils of that, depending how you feel about it. But yeah, I literally just use 10 mils, so just a little kiss of cranberry. And then we go in with 20 mils of our fresh lime juice. And then last but not least, absolutely not classic, but I like 1 dash of orange bitters, just to give it a bit more kind of structure and backbone. I feel like otherwise it is quite juicy and fruity up front and then just dries out really quickly. So this just keeps it going a little bit longer, and who wants the party to end? Then we're gonna shake that up. So I think honestly what made this so popular was just the fact that it was such a steer away from really overly sweet cocktails that they were used to in that sort of era. So this is really like sharp, tart, citrusy and fresh. And a lovely blush pink. Then for your garnish, you're just gonna get an orange and do like a little orange coin, we call it. So basically just almost like a little square medallion rather than your full twist. And then get a lighter or a little blowtorch. We're just gonna kind of heat up the orange, obviously careful of your fingers, and then spritz through on top of the drink. And you get that little bit of theatre and also a nice toasty orange note. So there we have our Cosmopolitan. Now I do have to say I don't miss the 90s or early 2000s for these glasses because I find them really hard to drink out of. Light, bright, fresh. You know that you could down quite a few of those without even really noticing, so very dangerous in that sense. And there you have the Cosmopolitan. So now you know.